My friends, do not be deceived by the notion that the universe is indifferent, that it neither sees nor hears. The truth is far stranger. The universe is listening, and it answers, but only to those who ask rightly. We spend our days muttering small, aimless prayers, hoping vaguely for change. But what if I told you there is a secret question, a golden key hidden in plain sight? Ask it not once, not twice, but 100 times, and you will shake the very foundations of reality. What must I become to receive what I seek? Not, why is this happening to me? Not, when will my fortune change? Not, even, what must I do? But, what must I become? For, you see, the great secret of life is that we are not meant to merely receive answers, but to grow into them. The man who seeks wealth but remains fearful and small will not keep it. The woman who asks for love but refuses to love herself will not hold it. The student who desires wisdom but rejects hardship will not find it. Ask this question 100 times, not as an empty chant, but as a pilgrim at the threshold of mystery. And watch how the doors begin to open, not by chance, but by change. For the greatest lie ever told is that we are meant to stay the same. Ask, seek, knock, and the universe, or rather, the one who made it, will answer. But first, you must become the kind of person who can hear it. You said, extract intro from this. ChatGPT said, Introduction. My friends, do not be deceived by the notion that the universe is indifferent, that it neither sees nor hears. The truth is far stranger. The universe is listening, and it answers, but only to those who ask rightly. We spend our days muttering small, aimless prayers, hoping vaguely for change. But what if I told you there is a secret question, a golden key hidden in plain sight? Ask it not once, not twice, but 100 times, and you will shake the very foundations of reality. The universe does not respond to mere wishes, fleeting hopes, or idle dreams. It responds to questions, questions that cut to the heart of who we are and what we seek. Most people spend their lives asking the wrong ones. They ask, why does nothing ever change? Or, when will my luck turn? Or, why me? These questions assume powerlessness, casting the individual as a victim of fate rather than an agent of transformation. But there is another kind of question, one that does not beg the universe for answers, but calls upon it with authority. This question does not plead, it commands. It does not merely request, it aligns the soul with a deeper reality. The right question has a force to it, a gravitational pull, drawing unseen possibilities into view. It is not a wish, but a summons. Consider this. A man stands before a locked door. He may complain about the unfairness of it being shut. He may knock weakly, hoping someone on the other side will take pity on him, or he may turn away, deciding the door was never meant for him. These are the habits of those who never find the answers they seek. But the man who understands the power of the right question approaches differently. He asks, what key opens this door? He asks, where might I find it? And more profoundly, what must I become in order to step through? This is the question that shakes the very foundations of the universe. What must I become? You see, the world does not change for those who remain the same. The doors of opportunity, wisdom, love, and success do not open for those who merely wish for them to do so. They open for those who have shaped themselves into the kind of person capable of stepping through. The right question does not merely bring an answer, it brings transformation. There is an old parable of a man who longed for wealth. He prayed for it, he dreamed of it, he envied those who had it, but year after year he remained the same, frustrated, resentful, empty-handed. Then one day he changed his question. Instead of asking, "When will I be rich?" he asked, "Who must I become to attract wealth?" This single shift altered everything. He began to study, to build, to refine his skills. He changed his habits, his associations, his way of thinking. And as he changed, the opportunities that once seemed locked away began to appear. It was not the universe that withheld from him. It was he who had not yet become ready. This truth applies to every pursuit in life. Love does not come to those who sit in bitterness, waiting to be chosen. It comes to those who cultivate love within themselves, who become people capable of giving and receiving it freely. Wisdom does not come to those who demand easy answers. It comes to those who ask the right questions and are willing to wrestle with the unknown. Success does not belong to those who simply wait for a break. It belongs to those who grow into individuals prepared to handle it. And so the great secret is not merely to ask, but to ask rightly. Not to demand an answer from the world, but to search within and ask, "Who must I become?" This question, asked 100 times, will begin to reshape the way you think, act, and move through life. It will make you uncomfortable, because true change always does. It will challenge the stories you have told yourself about why things are the way they are. But if you persist, if you dare to ask it with sincerity, you will find that the universe does indeed answer, not by handing you what you desire, but by transforming you into the person who is ready to receive it. Faith and reason are often presented as opposing forces, as if one must choose between them, between believing in unseen possibilities or relying solely on logic and evidence. But this is a false division. Faith is not the absence of reason, nor is reason the enemy of faith. They are partners in the pursuit of truth, two sides of the same coin, and when it comes to seeking answers from the universe, they must work together. Many people misunderstand faith. They see it as blind optimism, an irrational leap into the dark. They assume it is merely wishing hard enough for something to happen. But real faith is not passive. It is an act of the will, a decision to trust in something greater than oneself while still engaging the intellect. Faith does not deny reality, it expands it. It does not reject logic, it goes beyond it, into the realm of possibility. Reason, on the other hand, is often limited by what is already known. It relies on past experiences, tangible evidence, and predictable patterns. It is cautious, skeptical, always questioning, and yet reason alone is not enough to move forward in life. If reason dictated everything, no one would take great risks, no new discoveries would be made, and no breakthroughs would ever occur. Reason tells us what is probable, faith allows us to explore what is possible. This is why asking the right question 100 times is not an act of superstition, but one of alignment. It is not about hoping for magic, but about engaging both faith and reason to unlock new paths. When you ask, "What must I become to receive what I seek?" you are not merely throwing a question into the void. You are engaging in a process of discovery. You are reasoning through what changes must take place, while also trusting that unseen forces are at work. Consider a traveler standing before a mountain. Reason tells him the climb is difficult, that the peak is far, that the journey will be long. It calculates the risks, the dangers, the possibility of failure. But faith tells him the summit is possible. It urges him to take the first step, even when the path is unclear. The greatest journeys require both, the rational mind to plan, to measure, to navigate, and the faithful heart to step forward when certainty is impossible. When you ask a question persistently, faith and reason begin to work together in ways you may not expect. Reason begins to recognize patterns, to notice opportunities that were previously invisible. Faith begins to draw connections, to open doors that logic alone would never have considered. This is why those who ask rightly do not merely receive answers. They evolve into people who can perceive them. Imagine a person seeking success. If they rely only on faith, they may simply wish for success, hoping it will come without effort. If they rely only on reason, they may convince themselves it is impossible, that circumstances are too difficult. But if they ask persistently, combining faith and reason, they begin to change. They study, they work, they adjust their mindset. They trust the process while also taking action. The result is transformation, not just in their external circumstances, but in their very identity. Many of the greatest minds in history understood this balance. Scientists who made groundbreaking discoveries did not work on reason alone. They had faith that there was more to uncover, that truths existed beyond current understanding. Visionaries who changed the world did not rely on faith alone. They applied logic, strategy, and discipline to their work. The ones who achieved the extraordinary are not those who choose between faith and reason, but those who embrace both. So when you ask the right question 100 times, do not do so mindlessly, as if repeating a wish. Do so as an act of alignment, of faith that the answer exists, and of reason that guides you toward it. The universe does not answer the passive. It answers those who seek with both the mind and the heart, those who trust in possibility while working toward it. Ask, persist, believe, and act. The answer is already waiting for you to become the person who can receive it. Many people speak of the law of attraction as if it were a mystical force, a kind of cosmic vending machine that dispenses rewards to those who think positively. But this is a shallow understanding. The universe is not a genie granting wishes at random, nor is it some mechanical system that rewards positive thoughts while ignoring effort and character. If there is a force at work, it is not one that bows to mere desire. It responds to something much deeper, the alignment between your inner world and the reality you seek. The truth is that we do not attract what we merely want, we attract what we are prepared for. The universe, or rather the one who governs it, listens not to empty declarations, but to the quiet, persistent transformation of the soul. If you are seeking something and have not yet received it, it is not because the world is unfair. It is because there is still something in you that must shift, something that must be refined before you can hold what you desire. Imagine a person who wishes for wealth but continues to think like someone who is struggling. They wish for abundance, but they fear taking risks, avoid responsibility, and hold on to limiting beliefs about money. No matter how many affirmations they repeat, no matter how often they visualize success, their actions betray them. The universe sees not their wishes but their contradictions. It does not withhold riches out of cruelty. It simply reflects back what they are truly prepared to handle. Or consider someone longing for love. They pray for a partner who is kind, loyal, and wise, yet they themselves are cynical, untrusting, and unwilling to work on their own flaws. They do not ask, "How can I become the kind of person that such a partner would be drawn to?" Instead, they wait, hoping love will arrive fully formed, requiring nothing of them. And so, it does not come. Not because love is absent from the world, but because they are not yet its proper vessel. The universe answers through preparation, through refinement, through transformation. When you ask, "What must I become to receive what I seek?" you are not just asking for an external shift, you are opening yourself to an internal one. You are stepping into the process of becoming the kind of person who naturally draws in the opportunities, relationships, and successes that were once distant. This is why mere wishing is not enough. Wishing is passive. It requires nothing of you. But asking the right question 100 times is an act of surrender and commitment. It is a recognition that the answer does not come in a flash of luck, but in the daily work of becoming. If you persist in asking, you will begin to see patterns emerge. You will notice where you have been holding yourself back. You will recognize the habits, mindsets, and fears that have kept you from stepping fully into your desires. And when you begin to change, the world will change with you. The opportunities that once seemed rare will start appearing more often, not because the world itself has shifted, but because you have. The relationships you longed for will begin to form. Not because people have changed, but because you have become someone capable of receiving and nurturing them. The doors that once seemed closed will begin to open, not because the universe was against you, but because you have finally become the kind of person who can walk through them. The law of attraction is not about asking the universe for what you want. It is about asking yourself how you must change to align with it. The universe does not give us what we wish for, it gives us what we are truly ready for. And readiness is not a matter of luck, it is a matter of growth. When people seek answers, they often imagine them arriving as a sudden revelation, a voice from the heavens, a sign so unmistakable that doubt is impossible. They expect the universe to speak clearly and directly, handing them exactly what they asked for. But answers rarely come this way. The universe does not respond to mere requests. It responds to transformation. The moment you begin to change, you will find that what once seemed hidden is now in plain sight. Asking the right question is not about demanding an immediate answer. It is about setting a process in motion, one that works deep within you. When you ask, "What must I become to receive what I seek?" you are not just inviting knowledge, you are inviting change. You are opening yourself to a process that will shape you into someone who not only understands the answer, but is ready to act upon it. The answer, when it comes, is not just information. It is an invitation to become someone new. This is why so many people miss the answers they are looking for. They ask, but they do not truly seek. They desire, but they do not prepare. They expect the universe to hand them what they want without requiring anything of them in return. But the universe is not in the business of giving rewards without preparation. It is not a supplier of easy solutions, but a teacher of deep truths. Consider a student who wants to master a subject. They can ask a teacher for the answer to a problem, and the teacher may provide it. But if the student has not done the work, if they have not studied, practiced, or struggled through the concepts, then the answer is meaningless. They may hear it, but they will not grasp it. And so, the teacher does something different. Instead of simply providing answers, the teacher asks questions. Questions designed to stretch the student's mind, to force them to think, to prepare them to truly understand. The universe operates in much the same way. It does not simply give what is asked for, it prepares you to receive it. This is why the act of asking the right question 100 times is so powerful. It is not about repetition for its own sake. It is about training your mind and heart to be ready for the answer when it comes. It is about creating a shift within yourself, a transformation so complete that by the time the answer arrives, you are no longer the same person who first asked the question. People who resist change often complain that the universe is silent. They claim their prayers go unanswered, their desires unfulfilled. But in truth, the universe is always speaking. It is they who are not listening. Answers often arrive in unexpected ways. A conversation that sparks a realization, a book that appears at the right time, a challenge that forces growth. But only those who are prepared to change will recognize these as answers rather than coincidences. The process of asking the right question reshapes you from the inside out. At first it may feel as if nothing is happening, but slowly your perspective shifts. You begin to see your own limitations clearly, to understand what has been holding you back. You recognize habits, fears, and beliefs that no longer serve you. And as these things come to light, you realize that the answer has been forming all along, not as a sudden revelation, but as a natural result of your transformation. This is why the secret question is so powerful. It does not simply point you toward an answer, it turns you into the answer. It prepares you in ways you cannot yet comprehend. It refines you, sharpens you, makes you into someone capable of seeing and seizing opportunities that once seemed impossible. The universe is not withholding anything from you, it is waiting for you to become ready. Most people give up too soon. They ask once, twice, maybe even a dozen times, and when no clear answer arrives, they assume there isn't one. They think the universe is silent, that their efforts are wasted, that nothing is changing. But what they fail to understand is that perseverance is the very thing that draws the answer closer. The universe does not respond to fleeting curiosity. It responds to unwavering persistence. The greatest mistake people make is expecting answers to come on their schedule. They assume that because they have asked, the answer should arrive immediately, in a form they can instantly recognize. But the universe does not work according to human impatience. It does not reveal its secrets to those who demand quick solutions, but to those who prove they are ready to receive them, and readiness is demonstrated through persistence. Asking the right question 100 times is not about repetition alone, it is about endurance. It is about proving that your desire for an answer is not just a passing thought, but a deep, unshakable commitment. When you persist in asking, you are not merely waiting for an answer, you are forging yourself into someone capable of understanding and using it. The very act of continuing to ask transforms you. There is a hidden force at work in the universe, something many call providence. It is not a force that hands out rewards arbitrarily, nor is it indifferent to human effort. It is a force that moves in response to the seeker who refuses to give up. When you persist, when you knock at the door repeatedly, when you seek with true determination, you align yourself with this force, and then things begin to shift.